Hello and welcome to Reviews. As always, I'm Plume Noir, and you may have noticed there has been a little bit of a hiatus of late. Unfortunately, that is the real world commitments getting in. I'm about to sit a certification exam. It's been taking up a lot of time preparing for that. I actually was able to get out to see the Sonic movie, which was pretty good. But I've been really behind on stuff. So I actually have stuff from the past few weeks I have not even had a chance to look at. So I'm going to try and just make some extra time here in addition to all my other commitments so I can keep things going here. And so here we are this week is The Amazing Mary Jane number 5. I believe this is a 6-issue limited series. And, well, I've been enjoying this series. I really have been. I've been speaking very highly of it. And I had a worry that something was going to happen and would kind of throw things off and everything. But anyway, I have been enjoying the series. And this issue, if you're expecting a butt, yeah, there is a Kim Kardashian sized butt here. Not literally, but I mean, as far as that butt. But this issue. I'm not going to go through the whole issue because there's really one little section I need to address. But before we go that, I'm going to look at the cover. I saw the cover. There was this and the Gwen Stacy variant where it's Mary Jane next to Gwen Stacy. And I'll be honest, I come from the period where Gwen Stacy had been dead for years, and the fact that they keep bringing her back, I don't know why. Should just let her go, but anyway. So I went with the actual regular cover here, which has Mary Jane in his Spider-Man costume here, um, in front of the Savage Six. One thing I noticed about this is how insane she looked on the cover. Just crazy eye, crazy smile. And I thought maybe that's just coincidental. Maybe it's just the style of this book, the art style has been, you know, it's stylized. I don't want to say cartoony because anyone could make the argument it's a comic book. Of course, it's going to be cartoony, but there has been a stylized look to this book, and it works for the most part. I have been liking the art. But when I saw the crazy eye going on here, I thought, okay, just part of the style. Not so much, I don't think. And I've been complimenting Big Titty Leah Williams on this book until we got halfway through the issue. Now, the issue is, the series is about they're making a movie of Mysterio's life. Mysterio is pretending to be a famous director, and the Savage Six are upset with him because he's stealing the thunder. I've kind of lost track of why they're trying to disrupt the filming of this movie. Then we get to this issue where they're on the last day of shooting, and it turns out the backers have agreed to do additional funding. Maybe that's the last issue, which means they could do reshoots and things that don't work in post, and so it's a very celebratory scene as they film the last scene. Mary Jane is not in the very last scene; she's in the second to last scene. So the very last scene is the big action scene of the movie, which for some reason they're filming it all on the last day, all in one shot, and they only have one take because of the lighting. So, okay, this has been a trouble production, fine, whatever. But that's not really what the focus. Halfway through the issue, let's go back a little bit here, where we have Mary Jane. She's not needed in the last scene, the last big battle, so she leaves a little video for Peter, which almost kind of looks like she's what is she? Okay, anyway, so she just kind of wanders off and just so happens upon the Savage Six, who have been clued into where the filming is by the actor that was originally playing Spider-Man that walked off the set. So the Savage Six are all going to go and disrupt the movie. So what is it time for? it's time for Mary Jane to kick ass, which normally I would not be against. Here's where the big Kim Kardashian butt is coming. The scenes start changing to full page splash pages as she takes them on. She has a little standoff, tells them to leave, and of course they laugh at her, and then she slaps Vulture's new glass helmet thing, and it goes cringe. Not quite sure what is going on there, but she says she uses what she's got. So here's where we go into the full page, and this is the big action of the issue, where she's supposedly using props, unused props from the movie set they don't need anymore. Um, I looked at this over. I am not sure what she's hitting Tarantula with. She just kind of jumps in the air, pulls this out of nowhere, and as the rhino is running apparently up the hill at her, she she says she uses his leverage against him, and it almost looks like she just trips him, but her leg is too high up, and she says that he's been defeated by a slope. Ah, even if she tripped him, as we see with the leg sticking out, it doesn't look like it's some type of judo throw. With Rhino's bulk and speed, whatever, she would probably still hurt her leg. She is just a normal human. She has no toughness, no type of powers. She's been getting by on her guile. And that's a problem with this issue is she's taking on the Savage Six with what's around her. And so with what's this guy's name? Stegron, she throws a T-Rex at him and that beats him somehow. I this thing is mostly hollow if she can pick it up and throw it. You know, even if it's a psychological fear, he should be able just to shake that off. And then, and then you see this, and it's like, okay, are these illusions of the original 5 X-Men? No. Bless you, Quentin, for insisting on authenticity and using real robots. So he has robots of the X-Men that can not only shoot, optic beams, but it can actually simulate Iceman's ice powers. Why is Mysterio not a bigger threat? Why is he always referred to as a joke? I this is where I was starting to get like, what is going on? And then Scorpion comes up and you know tries to nail her with his tail, and she jumps out of the way. This is like the only thing that looks realistic that she'd be able to get out of the way. And so Vulture has finally had enough and grabs her and takes her up into the air and then drops her. And then comes back down and just bitch slaps her. Now, I will give credit on this because in most Marvel books, when they're doing that kind of girl power, you wouldn't see this. They don't, they kind of, you know, the female character always has to be kicking ass and not take any type of damage. She's never really in danger. But you have to remember this is Mary Jane. She is way out of her league. Even against, let's be honest, even against Vulture, she is out of her league. And so even just getting, bitch slapped like this is actually kind of impressive that well, one, they would do that, in a Marvel book these days. I got to give Leah Williams credit on that. But secondly, that you're actually seeing that, she's not just going to roll over them because she's the main character. There actually seems to be some stakes. But then the principal photography is finished on that last scene. So as everyone is leaving the scene, they see the Savage Six, and they all go at it. Now, I know this is supposed to be Fire Forge friends, the people that have been trying to work on this movie all the time. They're fed up. They're all tough. They've gotten rid of the weak people, but even her, whose name she's been there since the first issue. I don't even remember her name. She's throwing papers. What exactly is going on here? And yeah, they end up taking them down, and the Savage Six flees. Now, I don't get this. This book has been going very well until this section. I'm not sure what Leah Williams was thinking by taking the last half of the issue, most of the last half of the issue. There is a few pages here to do full splash pages. Now maybe they're just in a hurry. They're fighting deadlines. Mary Jane could take on the Savage Six. It's that whole comic thing that, anybody could beat up anybody with the right writer. You know, that's what you go back all the way to, like, Wizard magazine days. They used to love to troll people by saying that Iron Man could take down the X-Men, and of course, X-Men was so huge at the time. People and Iron Man wasn't a big deal then, and they just lost their minds. It's funny how things turn around, isn't it? Anyway, Leah could have done something. Has she done individual panels saying, like, how showing more how she could take them down, at least a few people. Not Rhino though. That one is really hard to believe. Um, maybe Stegron here, but and then she has to rely on the robots. I mean, Cobra here could kick her ass. I mean, he led the Serpent Society. Come on. So, yeah, I'm disappointed. This series has been going on so well. Mary Jane has been getting by on her guile, and that's a great thing. She's not stupid. She doesn't have to resort to violence. I mean, I don't mean that in a pacifist way, but she can, think her way out of a situation. But here we have her. Now, I know it's a comic book, you have to have action, granted, but you have her fighting, and it just looks like she's pulling things out of her ass. Relying on the robots pulling it. I don't know what this is. It looks like she just started flying, and I put some rings around him. I'm not even sure if this is part of the prop or if this is supposed to be something spinning around him. Like the motion lines. I don't know. So it's a little bit of a fail between Leah Williams and the two Carlos on this. It still looks nice. I mean, we still get some good splash pages, and so yeah, a little disappointed with this one. Uh, Instead of all the stuff in the beginning leading toward this, where they're talking about the last day of shooting, they should have put that down. Um, I guess I can show like one more page. I really haven't shown much of the book, but they show a scene of the movie. She does her big exit here and runs off a cliff and jumps off, but she actually lands in one of those bouncy castles because their budget and everything they have to use. They wasted a lot of time on this, and then talking about the last day of shooting, and they even had an editor's note to explain what the magic hour is when it comes to lighting. Cut all this down and show how MJ could defeat them. Set it up. Leah Williams is a better writer than this, and that's why I said this looks like it's rushed. So if you're at this point, you've been following the series. No point in telling you don't pick it up. But if you haven't been following the series, don't pick it up. Go back, pick up the first issue, take a look at that, pick it up on Comixology, see if you like it. The series has been good. That's why I feel bad about this. But it looks like there's one issue left where she is going back to New York. So, yeah. I would go 4 o'clock on this. 4 o'clock. It's badly paced. That the battle where she's supposed to be tough, and it could be believable. It could be believable, but not the way it's done here. So, anyway, thanks for watching. I am catching up. this has been kind of a big week. And flash forward number 6, I'm looking forward to this. What else? I got a bunch of other stuff over here. I'm not looking forward to this. Well, it's all red. Why do they do that? And I saw this on a whim. Oh god, I'm gonna hate this, aren't I? I can already tell I'm gonna hate this. And I got a few other things over here too. So, anyway, as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.